Hello everyone, and welcome to Adaptations Across Countries. I'm your host, Carrie Anderson.
Hey, paisanos! It's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
Video game adaptations. There never seems to be very good ones, are there? It seems like it would be easy for some games to become classic shows with their high action and sometimes story-driven design, but alas, very few great things have been adapted from video games. And yet despite this, there will always be a place in my heart for the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon. Yes, we're talking about the super fighting robot himself in all his nostalgic glory. I loved this series as a kid, catching it after the Fox Kids block as a perfect cap to my action lineup of Saturday morning shows. I would then go out playing with my friends, putting my palm on their arm or head and declare, "Now I've got your power!"
Now I've got your power!
Despite my nostalgia for the show, I can see the glaring faults with this series. The writing can be childish and animation can go awkwardly off-model, but we're here to see why it's so different from its source material. By the time the series premiered in 1994, Mega Man had just finished up its NES run with number 6 in 1993, so there was plenty of material to take from to make a cartoon. And initially, this was the plan. As seen in the pitch video, Ruby Spears tried to make a series as close to the original video game illustrations. This did seem to impress Capcom, who gave Ruby Spears the green light to make 13 episodes. However, this was made for the American market, and at the time, Buff was in. Movies like Demolition Man, Universal Soldier, and Last Action Hero had come out, influencing other cartoons like Skeleton Warriors, Conan the Adventurer, and X-Men. Because of this, when kids saw the initial design, they didn't understand the very short, deformed Japanese art style. Thus, the art had to change into what I like to describe as Mega Man 2 box art meets Ninja Turtles, which I really liked as a kid. I think when I was young, I saw the original design of Mega Man and was confused why he didn't look like a man. Like, shouldn't he have been called Mega Boy? Silly childish reasoning aside, how is the series? Well, I still kinda enjoy it today, despite all its flaws. The animation is alright for its age, about the same as classic 87 Ninja Turtles. However, story-wise, it's interesting. The origin is the same, with Dr.Light betrayed by Dr.Wily, who goes on to take the Robot Masters for world domination.
We obey you, Dr. Wily.
However, one difference is Proto Man. In the games, he was a small obstacle trying to give you a sense of challenge and test your skills, a friendly rival more or less. However, this Proto Man is snide and single-minded.
You remember I built you, Proto Man, and you will obey me.
You're right, Dr. Wily. I'll obey you when I want to.
I didn't implant some humble chips into that boy.
The only time he goes into battle is to fight Mega Man. He was even given orders to destroy Mega Man with a bomb, but refused to let him be destroyed unless it was in combat.
That bomb, it didn't do the job. The time machine wasn't destroyed, and neither of us make a man. Proto Man?
Hey, I couldn't let you blast my little brother. I gotta do it myself.
This could have been done to create a direct challenge for Mega Man, or maybe to simplify the good guy bad guy roles. It could also be there was some confusion over Proto Man's allegiance because of the 5th Mega Man game, where Proto Man is the villain, but, spoilers, it turns out to be Dr. Wily. It's always Dr. Wily. Why would it be anything else? It's possible, but unlikely given how closely Capcom had been working with Ruby Spears. More likely, it's the evil counterpart trope used in other series like Captain Planet, Darkwing Duck, and Spider-Man, which, maybe slightly overused, but personally is one of my favorites, and probably one more reason why I like this show. In fact, there's another thing I like about this show, Mega Man X.
Who is this?
I'm Mega Man X, Dr.Light, and you created me.
In the end of Season 2, we get a time-traveling Mega Man X tracking down Vile and Spark Mandrill. While it's not the most engaging episode, the character of Vile and the entrance of X are great to watch, making this one of the best episodes. In fact, it was so great, there was talks about a Mega Man X spin-off series. I just realized I never even actually wrote this in, but it's kind of sad. There was talks about it spinning off, but because of poor toy sales, they couldn't make any more episodes for Season 3, which is kind of a shame. I would have loved to have seen what more that they would have done with the show, especially with a Mega Man X spin-off, which is especially weird because the ratings for it are actually like really, really high for something that's on syndication and not as part of a big action block thing like Fox Kids or ABC's One Saturday Morning or whatever. Like, it actually had really good ratings, but I guess either Bandai, the toy company, or Capcom just kind of shut them down. It's really a shame. I wanted to see more. We could have gotten more. It was that good.
I don't know if we'll ever see him again, Rush. It's good to know there's a real hero protecting the future.
A real hero?
But not all episodes are so great. In fact, Season 2 takes a much more lighthearted approach to its stories. By comparison of Season 1, we had evil plans of freezing the city, taking a time machine to alter the past, taking over robot dinosaurs, because Jurassic Park was popular at the time, and taking over all electronics to attack. While in Season 2, we have robots fighting in dreams, Wily finding a genie, robot college. Figure out how that one worked. Seriously, okay, I couldn't even actually watch the robot college episode. It was so strange. Like, they were learning how to be robots that were good at other things, but their entire motif is exactly the classes that they're taking. What's the point? And they're robots. Couldn't you just download that? Why are you learning in, like, a college setting? It raises so many questions. How do robots college? Yes, this episode has gained quite a poor reputation, and probably the most infamous, the revival of ancient lion men. However, I really challenge whether it's any more ridiculous than Transformers going to Arthurian England or Batman fighting a bunch of mutated farm animals. Yeah, okay, it's pretty silly, but it's when people were willing to take certain liberties with their animated stories. This would also not be appreciated by Japanese fans. Although the series never came to Japan, Capcom did publish an article in one magazine with little interest, and some fans have acquired old VHS tapes to watch, which were given lackluster reviews. But it's more than what Japan got with its short educational OVA of Mega Man. And no, I don't mean Rockman, his Japanese name, it's actually called Mega Man even in Japanese. That's because this was originally intended to be for the Japan Center of Intercultural Communications, with the intent of teaching foreigners about Japanese culture. However, things get a bit muddled when talking about its production. It seems Ruby Spears actually had a helping hand in its production when it was first released onto video in 1993. In fact, the English dub for the first episode was recorded in 1992 before its video release to the US in 2002. This was probably used as a pilot for the series and what most focus-tested audiences were watching when the show was pitched. In fact, what's really cool is, like, Scott McNeil comes back to reprise his role as Dr.Wily. He's not Proto Man, unfortunately, and even his voice is not the I hate Megamans. And instead it's like, I hate Megamans.
I hate Mega Man. He ruins everything.
but like, it's still him, and like, I just love Scott McNeil so much.
You'll be helpless. Try to imagine how it'll feel to live unable to do anything with all that power you possess. Then you'll know what hell is really like.
Oh yeah, him. I forgot he grabbed onto my tail when I captured the girl. I assumed he fell off.
So much fun to listen to that guy. He's like so many different voices, and it's just I have a little voice crush on Scott McNeil. So he's just so damn talented, and it's beautiful. So it's not fair to blame a company that actually tried to bring Mega Man over as close to the original as possible, but rather the minds of American children who couldn't get into it. It really is a shame, but you can feel a bit of what they were going for with Mega Man's comment about no girl bots allowed. Sounds a bit more appropriate for a 10-year-old boy to say, don't you think?
I don't need any girl robots getting in my way.
You mean you don't want a girl robot showing you up?
So, why do I like it then? Well, partly nostalgia, I'll admit, but sometimes they do something good, like a fight scene with Proto Man.
I knew you'd risk yourself for Mr. Lincoln.
The overbearing control of Vile.
We're losing altitude. We're going to crash.
Seize the human emotions and land her on the dam. We've got unfinished business.
Or even the betrayal of Iceman.
So, you thought you could freeze me out of the picture, did you? Well, now I'm king of the iceberg.
It's very 90s and differs from its source material, but it can still be fun and adventurous. And in the end, isn't that what Mega Man is all about? Ciao, guys.
Yeah, anytime you need our help, just call us, man.
I will, man.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. This was a fun episode to do for both me and Manuel. This is a series very near and dear to both our hearts. We loved the original Mega Man Ruby Spears cartoon. Right now, YouTube has changed its algorithm a lot to hinder some of us small-time YouTubers. So if you could, I would really appreciate you guys sharing this video as far as you can. And if possible, feel free to support us on Patreon. We're still working on how we want to do that right now, so pardon our mess. We might hold a poll saying, like, what do you want to see from us? But yeah, just let us know what you would want to see from our Patreon. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Power Rangers versus Diet Ninja.